Ah crap, still a little out of frame, but yep, I'm back with another Transformers review on Daily Motion. So, yeah. Last time we reviewed Beast Wars Tigatron, who has thankfully been kind of customized. So, yeah, that's actually kind of cool. He's looking much healthier and semi-show accurate even. Well, at least in robot mode. But you'll get to see that soon. But yeah, like I said at the end of his review, next up, War for Cybertron Kingdom Cheetor. Oh boy. As you can see, compared to Bumblebee, he's much taller. But that's kind of given, because, you know, car, cheetah. So yeah, and what a cheetah mode, guys. It's actually a bit of a miracle. Yeah, very sleek. Granted, it's not perfect, but the robot kibble is virtually non-existent. I mean, apart from some of the blue paint and this suspicious little fin here, the only major robot kibble is his hands here. Like, that's it. I mean, beyond that, you actually have a really good amount of articulation. Hell, his mouth can open. You have double jointed shoulders in his front legs. They can rotate on this hinge and they can move outward on the ball joint here. They can even rotate. You have a hinged elbow, ball jointed paw. And the hind legs here, they can swing back on what will be the robot mode knee joints. They can swing here a little. And you have a ball jointed paw on these as well. So you can actually get some fairly decent poses out of this cheetah. That's amazing. Like, yeah, color-wise, he's a little meh. This is more of a bright, obnoxious yellow compared to the more golden yellow of, say, the original Cheetor, which I can demonstrate here with this gun, which again came from my old Beast Wars Cheetor. You can kind of see that yellow is a bit more warm and kind of orangish in shade. This is more like bright banana, or dare I say it, minion yellow. Though it looks kind of nicer on camera, but in real life it's meh. Close for beast mode comparison, here is actually next to the 10th anniversary version of the original Cheetor, which I still have, but he's definitely getting replaced now. Besides, this guy actually suffered a broken shoulder, but I did fix it, but it doesn't look that good. So, who knows, maybe somebody else will be happy with this guy. So, yeah. Now, what about this guy's transformation? Oh boy. For starters, in typical Beast Wars fashion, we gotta rip his tail off. Though this guy's tail is still pretty stiff. Definitely gotta shave the this peg a little, so yeah. But yeah. For starters, bend the beast legs down like this. Hey, look at that. You can actually get him to stand on his rear paws, but it's a bit of a challenge. Yeah, then we fold the paws down on the ball joints and fold the legs up on this hinge. And while you're at it, you gotta fold out the foot. So, yeah, do it like so. Let's see. Gotta raise the tripod here. Go. Now, when it goes to the front legs, you can do whatever the hell you want with them. You gotta open up the cheetah head all the way, like that, so you basically break his jaw, because you see a big square hole in the top, in the roof of his mouth. And then we crack his belly open, like that. Get the arms out. Fold them out here on the shoulder. Fold these panels mostly in, not all the way, but just mostly. Rotate the arms as such so that the elbows hinge forward. Then rotate the hands around on the wrists. You bend the cheetah head down so that this peg will go into that hole, like so. And then you tilt the robot head back on the ball joint and rotate it around. Then you can close up these belly flaps here and do whatever the hell you want with the back kibble, which includes the front legs of the cheetah. Now in the show they actually kind of cross over each other, but to be perfectly honest, I don't like that look so much. So what I do is I fold the paws up and basically try to have them touch each other so that they kind of form like a little X, like this. And then you get the arms properly situated, and here you have Cheetor in his robot mode. And holy cack, a simple transformation. Like, it wasn't difficult. Again, it was pretty simple to transform him. But, oh man, that robot mode. He's literally a miniature masterpiece. Granted, weaponry-wise, he's boring, because all he has is this little whip formed from the tail, which he can hold on either end, but he's supposed to hold it like this. Like an homage to his first Transmetal mode. So, yeah. Size comparison with Bumblebee. Let me just get him straightened out. Here he is next to Mr. B. Yeah, Cheetor is a little bit smaller, but that's okay. At least he still feels like a decent enough size for a deluxe. But yeah, what a robot mode. I mean, look at this. This is amazing. Let's get up close on the head here, which has a little bit of a feline sculpt to it, so that's cool. Plus, look at that. Look at that teeny tiny red maximal symbol on his crest. That's mind-boggling. That's attention to detail. Like, holy cack. Granted, you have the orange eyes, which wasn't accurate for the beast mode, but it is accurate for robot mode. So yeah, like, not just in the robot head, but also in the cheetah head, obviously, that's what I meant. Again, the only thing that kind of lets him down is his color, because this blue is kind of crap, if I'm being completely honest. Now, naturally, the Netflix version actually kind of fixes this by being, cast in a much nicer golden yellow, and the blue is much darker and more metallic, like on the 10th anniversary recolor of the original Beast Wars Cheetor. But, yeah, in robot mode, he actually looks underpainted. Like, the Netflix version actually misses all the blue paint on the legs. So it automatically looks worse, as far as I'm concerned. Which is bad, because, from what I've heard, the War for Cybertron Netflix figures are all a little bit more expensive than their regular Siege, Earthrise, and Kingdom counterparts, due to the fact that they were, made in a slightly lower production run, which means that the price is going to go up a little. So yeah, they were a bit more of a limited edition thing, which means, they're a bit more expensive. And yeah, that Cheetor looks a bit underpainted. But yeah, you may be wondering, why do I have him off to the side like this? Simple. It's so I can show him next to my fully customized Tigatron. I mean, seriously guys, look at this! Oh my god, they actually look really good together. Like, look at this. Like, people are already kind of gushing over the upcoming Kingdom Tigatron, which hasn't been revealed yet as of the time of this recording. Like, seriously, who needs Kingdom Tigatron when you have either the Takara version of the original mold, or, in my case, a customized Hasbro version. You don't need Kingdom Tigatron at this point. I mean, this mold still holds up pretty well. So let's just have Tigatron there in the background while I demonstrate the articulation on Cheetor. The head is on a ball joint. So yeah, this is actually the first time that I'm reviewing a War for Cybertron figure. As in, War for Cybertron in terms of the current trilogy of toy lines from the Transformers Generations toy line. So, oh, sorry. Since then, they got a new, more standardized joint setup. So basically, the only ball joint you would find is in the robot head. So yeah, you can look up and down, a little bit of tilt sometimes, and you know, mostly rotation. Yeah, that's the only ball joint you would find. Everything else is now replaced with a swivel and a hinge. So you know, the shoulders, which could have been ball jointed, they now rotate forwards and backwards on a swivel, and they move outwards on a hinge. Granted, with Cheetor, it's a little bit of a disadvantage that the belly panels from the cheetah mode don't hinge back more, so the outward motion is a little bit limited, but you can actually curl the shoulders inward a bit. So yeah, yeah, you have a dedicated bicep swivel and a hinged elbow, which in this guy can go over 90 degrees, wrist swivel, waist swivel, and the waist piece does move forward like on the original mold, but here it's actually, you know, below the waist swivel. Like here, it's actually part of the lower body as opposed to the upper body. So yeah, the legs, a little bit limited actually. You have a pretty good amount of spread, but it's not quite the full Van Damme. Basically, sorry Evangelus. They can go forwards fairly well, but the waist can get in the way a little, and they can't go back almost at all. Like, that's as much backwards motion as you get, thanks to that little curved ledge there. You have thigh swivels, though they do feel like they lock into place when they're straight. You have double jointed ankles, like they can hinge forwards and backwards, and you have your sideways hinges, or known as pivots or tilts, like this. I mean, these are actually a fairly standard piece of articulation now, so that's kind of cool. The biggest disappointment with Cheetor's articulation is that the knees don't bend very far. You get below 90 degrees of knee bending, I think. They could have gone a little further, if I'm being completely honest. Plus, it sucks that the lower legs are held together with a pair of riveted pins instead of screws, so you can't take them apart very easily in case you ever want to do a custom repaint on him, or maybe kit bash him to make these grooves a little lower, so you could get more knee bending out of him. Which kind of sucks, because, you know, in case you ever want to customize him by, you know, giving him dark blue and more metallic paint where all this baby blue is on him, it's a little bit more difficult to do that, and that's a shame. But overall, he's still a really good figure. I mean, I can't knock him down that much for the color scheme. Like, yeah, it's a solid point off for the rather baby-looking deco. But again, he's still really good. Like, it's a phenomenal little mold, and I'm happy he's my first and probably only War for Cybertron Kingdom figure. In terms of the whole War for Cybertron trilogy, I only have 2 figures now, with the only other figure being a somewhat heavily kit-bashed Voyager-class Siege Optimus Prime. But yeah, as for Cheetor, he's good enough to get himself a solid 8 out of 10. So, yeah. There you have that, and let me just put that Optimus figure next to him. So, there you go. Yeah, you know, it's not the right Optimus. Again, it's Prime and not Primal in this case. But hey, they actually look pretty good together. Plus, infamous opinion, this guy's a hell of a lot better compared to Earthrise Optimus, in my opinion. Let's see, what's the next figure I can review? Feeling a bit Beast Warsy lately, so how about next time we go back to the original Beast Wars toy line and review everybody's favorite Mad Spider scientist from the Predacons, Tarantulas. See you then!